guys, Sandy here, and welcome to another episode of Stretch the Sketch. This month, this is the sketch that we are stretching, and I am actually going to shrink this 12 by 12 sketch down to a 6 by 12 page. Now, I'm going to be using my September Kill Kit with Style kit, and I have 4 photos just because I'm going to be scrapbooking these 4 photos of kitchen appliances at Hearst Castle. These 3 I've decided are going to be on a separate layout, and then this one is going to be on the 6 by 12 page. So let's see what I can do. Now, I know I just sat there and told you guys that I was just going to be scrapbooking a 6 by 12 page, and that was the plan all along. But I ended up scrapbooking the 12 by 12 page and the 6 by 12 page, and not only did I stretch the sketch, I kind of moved the sketch as well. So this is probably the first stretch the sketch layout that has really gone funky. Like, if you look at this and you look at the sketch, you're going, where did you get this from? But it's working. So originally what I was doing, the only thing I was doing here was just making sure that my pattern papers lined up, because those 3 photos with that pattern paper was going to be the second page, and it wasn't going to have anything to do with the sketch. But while I was sitting there doing this and looking at, I thought, you know what? I should just combine this. Like, I should just make this one whole big page instead of doing 2 separate layouts, and just really stretch the sketch from, you know, a 12 by 12 sketch to an 18 by 12 sketch. And I totally go off the rails, but that's okay. That's okay. Now, these doilies kind of tick me off. So I ordered them, and they've got that cut through them all. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So I always have to be creative of where I stick the doilies in, like where they are going to tuck under something because of that straight line cut on them. But whatever. They're great doilies otherwise. And I'm probably too cheap to spend the extra $2 to buy new doilies, and I'll just use these. But, you know, whatever. So these are a cut apart page, and I believe it's from Little Adventurer. I want to say it is. And I'm totally taking liberties with the sketch. Like those are circles, and I've got the doily there for the circle, and then I decide I'm going to layer up this little guy right here. And I'm referencing the sketch. I really am. It's up on my phone off to the side. But like I said, I'm just doing kind of my own thing. I'm not really literally taking the sketch this time. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. Just not sure. And this made me mad too. Couldn't get my stupid Creative Memories trimmer to cut the doily. I was just having all kinds of mechanical issues and such things on this layout. But I like the way it turned out. Like, I think it turned out pretty great. Let's see. Where is it? I've got a pile of it because these are with my, these are all Kill a Kit pages as well. So yeah, I'm looking at this page and I really don't see the sketch in it at all. So maybe we should rename this one Annihilate the Sketch, because that's really what I did. Anyway, let's talk about these kitchen appliances, because that's more fun than talking about how I just didn't pay attention to the sketch. Or I paid attention to the sketch, but it was like when you're kids, when you know they're listening to you, but they willfully disobey. Yeah, that's what I was doing with this sketch. I was willfully disobeying. Okay, there we go. Now that that's clear, and I feel like I've communicated it clearly now, we can talk about the kitchen appliances. So this part of the tour, the kitchens and the wine cellar tour, was amazing. The kitchen was huge. Like, the kitchen was as big as our entire first floor in our home in Maryland. Like, it was just amazing, you guys. There was a prep area and just this huge ice box and counters and sinks, and then you went through this little room. I mean, they had this huge, like, bar room, soda tap fountain thing, And then you came over to this room, and it had the big, big old mixer, and it had the grinder, and it had the ovens, and like you name it, and it was there. And I just loved it. I wanted to play in that kitchen. I don't care if everything is old. I wanted to play in that kitchen so badly. The amount of prep room, the amount of storage room, just every appliance imaginable. Even the milkshake maker, like it was just, if you like to cook, if you like to bake, if you like to just spend time in the kitchen, like it was the place for you. It really was. I just loved it so much. And when you go through Hearst Castle, like there are certain places you're allowed to step. Like they have rugs that you're allowed to step on, and other things you just aren't allowed to go onto it. You're not allowed to go onto it. You're not allowed to touch. But some of these things, you guys, like in the kitchen, I wanted to touch, like a lot. I wanted to touch. I wanted to touch in the library too, because besides paper, pretty paper to scrapbook with, I like pretty paper to read with too. So like paper's my thing. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to spend time in the library, and I wanted to spend time in the kitchen. I could have hung out for days. Like seriously, hung out for days. Yeah, just so much fun. If you are ever around the area and you can get over to Hearst Castle, do it. So you can go, and then you can just like roam the grounds. But then there are also particular tours, and each tour is a different cost. And my husband was amazing enough to take me on the 3 tours that he thought I would most want to go on. And sure enough, those were the ones I most wanted to go on. Like, it's amazing, the detail that is on this house. And it's just, like, frankly, it's just amazing. Like whoa. So now that I've talked about the house so much, and we are completely ignoring the fact that the sketch doesn't exactly match up. Now, I thought about taking the sketch, like looking at the sketch and trying to justify every single like thing. Like I could say, okay, well, here's that circle and here's this circle. And I can do that. So, I mean, I guess I didn't go completely off the rails. Like the striped paper, I'm kind of likening into those 3 circles that are stacked on top of each other. The 2 circles that are outside of that, I'm likening it to the doilies, even though they're on opposite sides. And then, you know, I'm using the other stuff as decoration. So there you go. I just justified this entire layout for that sketch. So see, it is possible. You can do it. Now I could have just went on that from the very get-go, and you guys probably would have never even known I went rogue, but I feel like, you know, honesty is the best policy, especially in scrapbooking. Like, scrapbooking should be, you know, easy, drama-free, and should be good. Like, the most drama I want in my scrapbooking is the fact that thickers don't stick down. That's about the biggest drama I can handle. I don't know about you guys, but playing with paper is my relaxation, and creating the YouTube videos gets out my need to run my mouth about things. And it just fulfills a need in me, and a creative need, an emotional outlet. It just does that for me. So I hope that scrapbooking does that for you too. I hope that it fulfills some sort of need. And while I am doing this voiceover, I'm realizing that my photo is not stuck all the way down, and my poor little kitchen appliances were falling off the page. So I just stuck that down. Sometimes I pull out the layout while I'm doing the YouTube voiceover, just because, you know, sometimes I watch myself scrapbook and I don't know what I'm doing next, or I don't think that that's what I'm going to do, and then I do it. So who knows? So we're just adjusting this little label there so that it kind of goes to the end of the page. So obviously this is going to be going in an album, and it's not going to be completely connected. So if it isn't totally together, it's not the end of the world. Now I could make like a flap album, but I'm not. I'm just going to put this in a 6x12 page protector and then scrapbook something on the other side of it, which I need to remember to do so I don't have that awkward gap there where there's this, whoops, things are falling, sticker sheet down. Okay, let's get that back. Goodness, my How to Kill a kit is kind of attacking me right now, and I'm not sure I appreciate that. Okay, so I am actually going to trim up this little keyhole and make it stretch because I need it to go a little bit longer. And it does look a little bit awkward, but I cover up more of it so it looks less awkward. At least I feel like it looks less awkward. I am layering up some florals, and I'm going to pull a sticker from the sticker sheet to go with this white floral that came from some other collection. Not exactly sure where it came from. It actually came out of my die cut box where I keep all of my flowers. So I got those layered up, and now I'm just going to go through my kit and I'm just going to pick out the pretty things that I'm going to decorate. So this is the part where I completely and utterly ignore the sketch, and I'm just making what I feel like is making it pretty. So I have some of these little word stickers that I'm going to get down. I do cover up the sentiment that is already on that kind of like yellowish, khaki-ish color sticker that I put up there over kitchen. And just getting some more word stickers in there. And it's turning out okay. Like, I'm happy with it. Like, I'm looking at the sketch. I'm not looking at the sketch. I'm just doing my own thing and really just enjoying scrapbooking these photos. All right, and then guys, this is probably, hopefully you can't hear a big difference, but I'm going to call attention to it anyway. I just restarted the voiceover. I actually had to stop in the middle of voiceover and leave for work. I was so into the scrapbooking and the scrapbooky things that I didn't realize what time it was, and I looked down on my watch and I was like, oops, gotta go. So that happened. So while I am messing around with these pink fresh painted wood veneer stickers, just make sure that you click on the links down below. So every month, a group of us scrappy ladies do Stretch the Sketch, hosted by Janet Fritz of Galaxy Girl Creations. And we just take the sketch and we all do our own rendition of it. And it's a lot of fun because sometimes we stretch it, sometimes we shrink it, sometimes we go rogue like this one. But it's always a lot of fun, and there's always beautiful things to look at, ideas to try, things to do, anything that you can get inspired by. So please make sure you check out those links down below. They'll be in the description box. Now these are some close to my heart cork shapes. There's like hearts and flowers, and I just decided to add some in because this entire, it's turning into an album. This entire album on Hearst Castle kind of has these kind of same like colors and textures throughout. So I just want to make sure that I'm repeating it because I really want the Hearst albums to be cohesive. And part of that is because I have a lot, and I mean I have a lot of page protectors that are just photo pockets that just have photos in them. I had a 6-inch stack of photos for Hearst Castle, and I am only scrapbooking, like actually scrapbooking, decorating, embellishing about 3/4 of an inch of them. The rest of them are all in photo sleeves. And I'm okay with that. I do not need to scrapbook every single one. If I did, I would have, Hearst Castle would have like 12 albums, and I don't need that many. I don't need that many. Now I am using a blue Muji pen in 0.5, and I just discovered that there is a Muji store around me. So I'm going to be heading up there probably next month. I'm going to time it where I can go visit another store with something that is launching in October. So that's pretty exciting for me. Just going to go ahead and talk about how I love the kitchens in this place and how awesome it was. Going to throw a date on there, and then that's going to do it for this layout, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys tune in next time.